Hi everyone, LP here. And I was going over my bug out bag. This is actually a 55-liter bag made by Walmart. They're one of their outdoor products. Actually, no, I bought this one off of Amazon. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description. That's up to you to do. Unfortunately, what I've discovered is that this weighs in, and somebody is thinking like, oh, it's massive, it's huge. It's not. This weighs in right at 32 pounds. This is with 1.5 or 2 liters of water inside of it that I always keep full. I basically buy the bottled water that has the really good plastic and the large plastic tops on it. That way I always have water that has been sealed up, that's been treated, whatever, inside the bag at all times. But here's what I'm discovering is that for this winter, things are a little chillier than normal. And my bug out plan has actually changed. This was originally a get home bag, and now it's a full up bug out bag. But what I'm discovering is that there's not a lot of room either on the outside for the two things that you'll need to upgrade your bag. Now inside of here is still a survival bivy sack, which would keep me alive. But for the most part, wouldn't be super fun if I had to move anywhere. And your bug out bag should at least get you at least 72 hours. So basically 3 days of freezing your butt off in the wintertime, possibly even being unalived by your stupidity. And the next thing would be the ability to not sleep on the ground. Now there's different versions. You can actually, this is an old military isomat. This is probably one of the best things that you can have. You could buy one of the lighter folder ones, the accordion styles. I'll look around, see if I have any, but I'm pretty sure this is what I've got that's going to work for now until I can get an accordion. And you can actually get the blow-up mattresses or sleeping pads. They're not super expensive, and I actually have one of them someplace. Hell, there might be one in this bag. I'm not sure. The only problem is that during the winter time, you would actually have to have some form of battery-operated inflator. Otherwise, your breath would condensate inside of the sleeping pad, and it would eventually go down to nothing. Possibly even develop ice crystals inside of it, which is not really good. So what I realized I had to do was I needed a different bag. And what I came up with was, everybody's always talking about like gray man this and mixing in that, and I'm thinking to myself, well, you know, if something goes down and I've got to like bug out, I've got to get out of my vehicle and grab this bag and put my boots on and just like totally ruck up. I'm not going to care what this thing looks like as long as it's not bright orange. So I actually went out and so I decided to solve that problem. As you can see, went to the local store. We have one here in town. Bought me an Army issue bag. This is one of the state-of-the-art backpacks in the world. Cost me a couple $100. I'll see if I can find a link for you, but they're pretty awesome. They're pretty awesome. So I'm going to be changing this for the new pack. All right, so I guess first thing we need to do is get everything out of this and get it organized. That way it's very easy to get into the new pack. Also, there's a lot of pouches on the new pack that I'm not used to having. I normally just stuff everything in one sack, putting the most important stuff on the top and the least important stuff on the bottom. So I've got some options to play with the new pack. All right, let's go ahead and do that. So as you can tell, I've lowered this down. So that you can see all the gear as it comes out of the bag. We're going to go ahead and get the sleeping bag and the isomats out of the way for right now because that doesn't really matter to us. I guess first and foremost, to do the outside pockets. If you are a member on the YouTube side, I actually have a checklist for all of this stuff. There's actually 13 groups to old local preppers, different pieces that go inside his bug out bag. And yes, I do carry more than the average person. But I'd like to think I'm a little bit more than the average person. All right, so first thing I'm pulling out is my ETA bottle. This is a water purification bottle. Boom, But the thing is it can actually filter out radioactive particles. So we're going to put this like right here. I think you can see, you guys should be able to see that. Let me check the camera. Okay, so it looks like this is the maximum area right there. And then let's go ahead and get the water out of here. I do have these water sleeves. They keep the water bottle from freezing or building condensation inside the pack sleeves themselves. I put them on all of my water bottles that I buy from the stores. And, well, I guess we'll just set them out here for right now. We'll put it back on in the interest of time. Let's go ahead and get the top. This cat is so nosy. What do we got here? We've got chem lights and a headlamp. We actually have a head net for when things get bad. This is my fire kit, lighters and ferro rods and little fire starters. I think that's all I have up here in the top. Whoop, there's one more thing. What do we got here? This is a compass. I got a compass and writing material. And that should be all of it from that outside pouch. We should be good to go. What do we got in here? What do we got in here? Oh, what's this? Oh, I know what this is. This is what I use every time I pack. This is what I use every time I pack. I told you there's an actual checklist for my bug out bag. If you're a member, you actually have access to it inside of the members library. We're going to set that right there. And that should be all that is in there. Let's go ahead and pop this open. And we're going to play inside the brain. If you didn't know this, that's the portion of this pack. It's called a crown or a brain. What do we got up in here? I normally have like the quick grab me stuff up in here. It's a boo-boo kit. It's a boo-boo kit. It's got some tweezers in it. It's got some medications in it for getting rid of pain, stuff like that. And what's this? Oh, look, another headlamp. Because one is none and two is one. Inside the very brain itself, a rain jacket and a contractor bag and a poncho, because you got to be able to get to stuff fast when it starts to rain on you real hard. And that's everything that's inside the brain. Now with me, I'm kind of old school. I just stick everything in a contractor bag when I pack it. I've been doing it that way for years. It works perfectly for me. Obviously, I'm going to change a few things with the new pack, but the bottom line is that work with the equipment that you have and do things the way you want to do them. All right, at the very top of the pack, my trauma kit. It's got my injury card. We've got, looks like one, maybe two tourniquets in there, gloves, splints, packing material. I mean, just all the magical trauma stuff. I'll gladly carry around that extra weight. This one is in my air section. This is actually, I'll take it out for you. This is actually my, if I get into an area where the air is super, super bad, I actually have a way to protect myself. These are little caps that protect the filter when not in use. And you just pop it right on. There's even little caps inside of it to cover the valves. And that one's coming loose. This is an awesome, awesome piece of gear to have inside of your bug out bag. If you find yourself in a situation where it's either smoke or chemicals, I tell you what, the people that were, I believe it, what was it there in Ohio that had the problems with the trains and such, I bet they wish they had something like that. So yeah, that's part of my kit. What do we got here? This is going to be, what is this? Some basic toiletries, basically some butt wipes, and some lip gloss. It's kind of funny how they go together like that. We've got some hand sanitizer and what is this red bag? Oh yeah, more hand wipes and a do-rag. We've got references. So in this bag right here, I've got some Ziploc ties. I've got references for fish, game, how to do this, that, and the other thing, as well as the handy-dandy thumb drive that's got all my pertinent information inside of it. What do we got here? That's right, I'm the Ziploc bag king. And then we've got some other medical stuff here. I've got some allergy stabby stuff that is in controversy right now. I mean, there's a little bit of everything in here. We've got some wound seal. We've got some naproxen. We got some allergy meds, Neosporin, a little bit of everything inside that bag. All right, so next is my food bag. We're going to go through that in a second because I want to change some stuff out. Another set of, I've taken a mask and just wrapped it around a set of protective eyewear. I always keep another set inside of the pack just in case I need it. This fire starting kit number 2, in case the first one gets stupid. This one is more industrial based. There's actually a little candle inside of there. We've got we've got some little bottles of vodka. Why? Because it's good to have in the field for lots of different things, bartering, whatever. We have our basic tools here. This is duct tape, a silcock key, what do they call them? Universal tools or multi-tool, and a mini pry bar. This is my gloves and pocket knife kit, and also there's a spoon inside of there. I could probably go through this and dump a few things just to get rid of a couple ounces. This is another headlamp and cords to hook up so that I can work on my gear. I can charge my phone, things like that. This is we got a Garmin InReach Explorer Plus. That's the big boy. Take that out and test it once a month. We got a battery backup, and we have got a holster for El Glockerino. We've got some what they call this trap line. Also, you can buy this for fishing. That's where I bought it. It's super cheap. We do have some mosquito wipes. And as you can tell, there's a trend with the plastic bags. The reality is I don't put anything in my pack without a plastic bag on it because you never know what's going to happen. And then now this is my communications and battery and backup battery. There's a Bofang inside of there. This, believe it or not, this is my Pathfinder Bivy. This thing is a super awesome piece of gear, but it's probably going away. For the winter, should I say, for the winter. This is my secondary means of gathering water. This is a water drop filter with a gravity bag. This is my, let's see if there's anything in here. Yep, more cordage. There's another one of these inside of here. This is a single wall stainless steel water bottle for cooking inside of. Water, basically just water. We've got some water purification. We've got another life straw. As you guys know, I'm big on water. We've got a poncho, also known as the Whoopee. This is probably one of the best pieces of kit there is. What else we got inside here? Oh, it's starting to go through the side. This is a multi-axe. It's a Max something made by Chameleus. I carry it with me. I stick it in the side. You know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen my knife yet. There it is. I think I keep that on the outside of the bag so I can grab it, little cracker. This is the Ozark Trails knife. This is basically a Chinese knockoff of a Gerber. This is my favorite field knife, but I may be switching this out for a Ukrainian version of this particular type. And I like this knife because it's super strong, it's easy to use, it stays sharp, and it has a great sheath. And it's light. And then in the bottom, this should be all of it. Yep. In the bottom, this is actually my clothing bag. You always want to carry some clothing to switch out because the reality is that I wear very light synthetic t-shirts all the time. If I got caught out away from everybody and the only thing I had on was a synthetic t-shirt and maybe my blue jacket, then I'm probably going to have a bad day if something goes down. So I always want to make sure I have some extra stuff inside of here and for different situations. This one right here, this should be socks and underwear. It's just a little bag to grab. I got some darn wool socks and some sock liners for hiking. If you don't know what they are, you might want to take a look. I'm going to go ahead and zip this right back up. This package is not easy to keep closed once you take everything out. I've got a pair of lightweight gloves just to work in. I normally have heavier gloves around me, but I like when I have to do dexterous work, like when I'm chopping wood or sawing stuff, I want to have a lightweight glove on me. We've got the, what do we got here? This is Under Armour, or what is this? This would be layer 2 of fleece. It's actually synthetic, loose. There we go. Yeah, it's actually a synthetic fleece. And this will keep me warm when I basically need another layer. Then we've got our long underwear bottoms. Our where are we at here? What is this? A long underwear bottom or top? This is a long underwear top. These are synthetic, and they will give me the ability to survive in the cold if I need to put them on. We've got another Under Armour synthetic shirt. Like I said, I like these lightweight Under Armour or just lightweight synthetic shirts. They breathe real well, they wick real well, and they do a really good job. Sewing kit in case something rips. A nice hat that kind of blends in. It's just a old Primo's hat. I don't even think they make these anymore, but it's a great little hat. I always keep a hat I always keep a hat available to me. What do we got here? We've got our neck gaiter. You guys have never seen these before. This is a true original neck gaiter. These are awesome pieces of gear. You can do lots of things with them, but generally I just wear them around my neck. And then I've got my giant piece of green cloth. The military has a name for it, but I cannot remember the name of it. There's actually some writing on here. Man's, you're going to love this. Neckerchief man's cotton knitted. But it's this gigantic piece of cloth that you can use to like wrap your neck and your head up so that you can play in the desert and not get sunburned or whatever. And then a backup set of these are wool socks. No, they're not. They're cotton. These are cotton. They're just really thick socks for like sleeping in. They allow you to let your feet dry out. Okay, so there's a few things that I'm probably going to change because I know all of this will fit in the new one. And I'll be getting the new pack here in a second. But like I said, this is my food bag. I do not use a lot of freeze-dried food. Yes, I know that regular food is heavier, but I also know that my pack gets lighter every time I eat it. And I also know that I don't have to put any water in it. All right, so we're going to move the camera a little bit, and we're going to go over what's inside the food bag. So in my food bag, I just keep a lot of different types of foods, but the focus is having foods that I don't need to rehydrate. I basically make my own little MREs. This one is just this is actually a leftover from the last time I went camping, but it has like a drink mix in it, all sorts of different little things. We've got veggie fried rice. We've got Mexican style rice. This is an actual full day's worth of food right here. I'll break this out in a second. I do have the breakfast skillet in here. Like I said, I don't do a lot of this because it requires you to use water. But basically, I can augment these 3 different meals with anything else in the bags. So basically, I've got what's essentially 1 day's worth of food right here if I really want to do it. But I also have to do everything with water. So I don't know that I want to do that. We may or may not put this back in the bag simply because they're so light and there's so much space in the new bag. But what do we got here? And lots of snack bars. Sweet and salty. I love the snack bars. Okay, so let me move this, and then we'll go over what's inside this basically 1 day's worth of food. All right, so we got some drink mixes. You know, obviously we've got to have our coffee, possibly in the morning, possibly in the evening. We've got to have our multiplier, our liquid IV. We've got to have that. Because why? It's just smart. I always put the spoon in the main meal. I love these long spoons. That way if I have to get into one of these bags over here, then I don't get it all over myself. I love the long spoon. All right, then we've got our ready rice, beans and rice. We also have organic Spanish style chicken and rice. Then we have 2 things of white chicken. And these may actually be expired. And sometimes that doesn't matter. But I normally get after these. Yeah, these are good until June of 2025. So we're good there. I normally eat this food after about 6 months and just replace it. Let's see what else we got in here. We've got a snack bar. It's been crushed. We've got one of the daily vitamins that I take. We've got some Ziploc bags just 'cause. We've got some vitamin C to make sure we're healthy, and we've got ourselves a little bit of maple brown sugar oatmeal for a little bit of breakfast, depending on what we want to do. And so basically, this would be the food that I would eat all day long. Obviously, snacking, drinking, there's a little bit of everything inside of these. So now what I need to do is I've got a couple things. I want to add a beanie. I got to change some of the food out, and I think I'm going to add possibly a tarp if I can find one. Do you like that bag, kitty cat? I think I'm going to add a tarp if I can find one, just so I have or maybe some kind of ground cloth. All right, so give me a minute to get all this stuff back together, and then we'll start to pack it all up. So if you guys remember, the problem that I was having was that I just wasn't going to fit my cold weather survival gear inside of this with all of my other gear, so I had to upgrade. What I upgraded to was this guy. He's not as big as a Birkin, I can tell you that, but he is no joke. This is what they call the Molly 4000 rucksack. This is an unbelievable piece of gear, and it's pretty neat. I do like the fact that I can stick magazines right in the front of it. It's got pouches on the sides and in the backs that I can use. There's no pouches inside. There's a radio pouch, but that's just going to get in the way. So we're going to leave that as is, and we're going to work our way around it. It shouldn't be a real problem. And now we're just going to repack this whole thing in reverse order. So I'm probably going to do some time work here. We're going to speed up time just so you can see what happens. All right, so we're going to keep the water out for right now. All right, let's get to it. All right, closing the bottom.
So now for a little lower speed voice narration. As you can see, I'm just repacking the bag in reverse order. The least important things in the bottom, the most important things to the top. But what I found was halfway through it, I had to readjust my thought process because I had these new outside pouches that I've never used before. As you can see, I actually had to cut a strap off of one of them because it was just not working. I ended up using that center pouch on the outside as my boo-boo/IFAK. That's where all my medical stuff is. And then as you can see, we got to do some strap adjustments.
All right. Whew. Now we actually have a bug out bag for winter. It's significantly different. I've got to play with this pack hood itself to try and get it a little bit further down, but this is no worse than stuff I've worn in bad places in the world. I've got to get the straps adjusted to my body. This is a very high performance pack designed after like alpine packers and people that basically live out of their packs. So we're going to do that. I'm going to have to find a spot for the water since I forgot it. But I think everything's going to be okay. All right, guys. I want to thank you for hanging out with me. This is going to be my winterized bug out bag. And don't be surprised if you see another video where I'm testing all this stuff out in the very near future. All right, guys. As usual, do me a favor. Give me a thumbs up on the way out the door. It's free. If you're not subscribed, hit your subscribe button. If you got a comment, put it down below. I'll be happy to answer you. And until the next time, stay safe, have a great day, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.